All right, you're back in the Cypher with the Podheads. Thanks for sticking with us, folks. Look, we know that the media is flooded with tons of very stimulating, very harrowing, sometimes hard to watch information and videos out there. You could be watching tons of stuff right now. There's plenty of other content. So if you're watching this, we appreciate it very much. At the Podheads web show, hashtag Weed Wednesdays, at WJHM102jams.com, all that good stuff. Just look for us. We're everywhere. Anyway, JB, you took us out on a very good point, and it made me think of something I saw earlier. You said that this protest and these events have reached everybody. I saw a graphic on on social media that said every state, that there was at least one protest in every state in the U.S. This past week.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah, and that's the first too. You know, every state in the United States joined together in solidarity, and you know, that's what I mean when I say I'm a patriot. I cannot stand when somebody tells me that I'm a snowflake or a liberal or I'm left because I criticize my government. No, I believe I'm a patriot because I criticize my government. The power, the spirit of the United States doesn't lie in a flag. A flag is just a fucking, you know, a set of fabric and color. It's nothing. It's material. You know, the soul of this country is in the people. In the people. The people are the guys that do the incredible things. Those soldiers on the front lines, the Marines we spoke about on Memorial Day, the scientists who got us into space. That's the soul of America, the spirit of America, the people, right? And when the people are being treated like shit by the government, you don't pick the government, okay? The government, you know, that's what this democracy was. That's what we were founded on, right? The Revolutionary War, right? We revolted to get our freedom, and that is what's happening right now. This is a revolution. People are tired of the shit. They're just tired, bro.
They're tired
of yeah.
bullshit. I mean, specifically, right? What's his name? I want to do him justice. Goddamn high already.
George Floyd.
Thank you, George Floyd. I mean, he was the spark of 300 years, it seems, because I don't think there's any going back. I think we're on a cusp. We're in history, guys. It feels so weird because we're living it, but this is really his story.
Yeah.
He was the catalyst for over 300 years of suffering, you know. And before him, a week before him, that girl that got shot up by those cops, right? Busted into the door, started spraying without saying nothing.
Oh man, this is Ahmaud Arbery. This is Mike Brown. This is Trayvon Martin. This is Rodney King, and everybody. This is Martin Luther King. This is for every, like you said, 300 years coming, and George Floyd was the spark that lit this powder keg.
You can't turn away. We have gotten to a point where you best say something. You best pick a position because it was right there. The world saw it happening. We finally found out why black people are so pissed, because my man could not breathe and died. The autopsy officially said that he died because somebody had his foot on the back of his damn neck and he couldn't breathe. Compression or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why he was the catalyst. And you know, us three white, you know, I was gonna say three white guys. You know, I got black blood in me, right? I took the DNA test. You know, Latinos.
Yeah, all Puerto Ricans have African blood in their their DNA.
And you know, and you don't even
most
have
people,
to have
period.
that.
Almost all humans do today.
Everything. Thank you. That's a great point. All of us have black DNA in us. And we need to feel something because, again, we saw it and it's been happening for too long and we can't turn away on it. And I support the cause, man. That's why I have the background there. I'm just as pissed as everybody. And, you know, in my lifetime, I can't say that I've felt discrimination a couple times, you know, in a car dealership, but that's a story for another day. But I can definitely understand the cause. You know, I can relate. I can see it with my own eyes, and I can see the corruption up and down. And the riots are showing it just as much. Like they're not even hiding it anymore. You know, the videos are out there of these cops just rubber bullets. You said it on the break, ass, and they're freely nilly just shooting
like
people's eyes out. They're shooting people's eyes out. Right? See, man, you showed me the picture, bro. That's terrible. Imagine losing an eye because a cop shot a rubber bullet in your face.
You know, most of them are peaceful protesters too. That's what's really crazy about all this shit is these cops. It's showing you that A, a lot of them are ill-equipped to handle the job. B, they're probably their training is poorly. They're straight out of the academy, these fucking pigs. And I say pigs to the ones that, again, are doing this stuff. I'm not every single cop on planet Earth are these guys that are brutalizing innocent protesters. Obviously, that goes without saying. But my whole thing with that mantra is, for me, it only takes a few bad apples, and it really does ruin the batch. And the batch is ruined right now for me. And what's ironic is, you look at me and you go, the fuck is this guy talking about? He can't relate to any of the shit that's going on right now, his white ass. And that's true. And what's ironic to me and Logan Paul, the kid's kind of a douchebag, but he did a thing that went viral, and he made a good point where he said, white people, it's not necessarily good enough to just not be racist or to just like turn a blind eye to it. You have to do what I'm doing right now at the very least. Like, I don't have a lot of money and shit. I can't really change people's lives in that sense, but I can at least spread awareness to my other white people.
Yeah, you need to take a stand. There's no more wishy-washy anymore. There's no central position anymore.
Yeah, bro, I watched that 13th documentary and that every single white person on earth needs to watch the 13th documentary, because there are political figures that are in charge of you still to this day on camera saying these crazy things that you didn't think would be true. Like, crack cocaine was purposely put on the streets to target the African-American community. And what Rush Limbaugh said that on the documentary. Just let that sink in. That's not even the surface of what we're talking about here. And just imagine that a drug was placed on the streets to target
That's not even a secret, bro. A lot of black people know this, but, you know, most people will call that fake news, you know. But it's called systemic racism. That's what the 13th really touched on. And even if you haven't directly experienced it, like JB said, a lot of people have been a victim of systemic racism without even realizing it sometimes, you know? And I'll give you a perfect example, implicit bias, okay? You can work as hard as you want, go to the same school as a white person, and apply to the same job, have almost an identical resume. And if a person named Brad Michaels versus a Jamal Brown, the Brad is going to get hired almost 70% more likely to get hired.
White privilege.
You know, and let me tell you, look, I came out of the military, you know, I went and got my college degree. I thought, you know, I didn't have that much on my record. And I applied, I went to the fire academy, and I had a hell of a job trying to find jobs, a hell of a time trying to find work. It took me almost over a year to find work, where I had friends who were white, who were just finding jobs everywhere. I knew people that had 2 jobs sometimes. And I realized that in many cases, you know, even in the military, I got treated differently by some of my white superiors. And, you know, a lot of times you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you're brainwashed, or you're not as woke as you know, or maybe you don't have as much wisdom as you do now. I didn't realize that kind of stuff. I had 3 different occasions where cops have pulled a gun on me. 2 times where that gun has been held to the back of my head. You know what I'm saying? And those 2 times I was in cuffs. And I promise you, on those occasions, I've never once resisted arrest. I've never once got into an argument or some kind of shit with a cop, bro.
That is a very, very small example of exactly what this is all about: an abuse of power, of police brutality. Listen, we have the Podheads have cop friends. We've had cops on the show.
Yes, I got very close friends to me that cops.
Like C-Money said, it's about the bad cops. Listen, I'll end it like this because we do gotta go, and then you guys can say your last words. The same, and I might take some heat, but it is what it is. I think it's real. The same reason KKK rallies are broken up are the same reason you don't see Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana in the same room. Okay. And if you understand what I'm talking about, then that's why we see what we're seeing out there, because we're seeing some serious brutality still. Like, we're fighting because of it, and it's still happening
At the protest.
At the protest.
Yeah.
So, you know,
they're abusing people at the protest in Georgia. 6 police officers were fired and charged. Shout out to people in Georgia. Shout out to all the cops that are out there standing next to and protecting these protesters, because we do know that it's not all of you. The problem is that the system is so rife with corruption and baddies that it needs to change. It just needs to change. I'm sorry, but there's too many bad apples that the whole bunch needs to be thrown out, basically. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Last thing I want to say real quick is don't believe the fake media. Some people in politics like to use fake news as you know, a cover up for basically anything. Understand real fake news. It's happening all the times around you. We talked about bait bricks. We don't have much time to get into them, but Google bait bricks. We're talking about loads of bricks being placed in these in these protest areas prior to anybody getting there, for some reason just magically appearing. Dozens of people are getting arrested for kind of inciting violence and instigating stuff. People being caught with weapons. These people, unfortunately, are white people. You know, they look like hillbillies and rednecks, KKK people. I'm not saying all white people that look like that are like that, but most of these people,
understand.
You know what I'm saying? Are most of the people getting arrested that are really inciting violence with weapons and that came to plan to start some shit are white people. There's a lot of people out there trying to take advantage of this situation right now. Fuck you, looters. So make sure that you vet all the information you get, man. There's a lot of fake news going out there online right now, so just be careful. Anyway, we gotta run. We'll be right back. We're gonna talk anonymous. So we'll be right back. It's the Podheads.